Let's talk about a case that came out of the U.S. Supreme Court, specifically the Roberts Court, in 2018 called Masterpiece Cakeshop Limited versus Colorado Civil Rights Commission. This case was written by Justice Kennedy, and it was a 7-2 decision with Justices Ginsburg and Justice Sotomayor dissenting. Let's get into this case. Mr. Phillips owned a cake shop in Colorado. Now, he made custom cakes as well as just having some cakes available for different occasions and for weddings. There was a couple that came in who were both biologically assigned as males at birth, and they were going to get married. They asked him to make a cake for them. Now, there's some question here about whether they asked for a custom cake or they asked for just a regular cake that they wanted to use. But putting that aside, he refused, saying that he felt his religious beliefs were in direct conflict with the two of them getting married. Now, Colorado has an anti-discrimination act called the CADA, and within this act is the prohibition against discrimination about people getting married who fell under particular categories. So he appealed and he said, the Commission on Cake Decorating has ruled that some businesses do not have to be forced to make cakes saying negative messages about these kinds of marriages on their cakes. But when I want to go forward and say I'm not going to make a cake endorsing or being for this type of marriage, I'm not allowed. I'm being forced or compelled to make these kinds of cakes for this particular group of protected people. So the question was, does the application of Colorado's public accommodations law to compel a cake maker to design and make a cake that violates his sincerely held religious beliefs about the same kinds of people getting married, and does this violate the free speech or free exercise clause of the First Amendment? Now, the U.S. Supreme Court came in and said, look, the Cake Commission was not neutral. They were supposed to be neutral, but they were obviously for this one group of cake makers and against this one. And it was because of religious reasons, and that's unacceptable. So they held that this Colorado Civil Rights Commission's conduct in evaluating the cake shop owner's reasons for declining to make the wedding cake for this kind of a couple violated the free exercise clause of the First Amendment. They went on further to say that religious and philosophical objections to these kinds of marriages are protected views and can also be protected forms of expression. He won his case, was not required to make the cake.
I did find like a little summary of everything that went down. So David Mullins and Charlie Craig, hope I'm saying their names right, visited Masterpiece Cakeshop in July 2012. Damn, I thought this case was.
Wow.
I thought this case was in 2018. Oh no, it just got decided. Everything got done or resolved with Charlie's mother to order a cake for their upcoming wedding reception. Dave and Charlie planned to marry in Massachusetts and then celebrate with family and friends back home in Colorado. But bakery owner Jack Phillips informed them that the bakery wouldn't sell wedding cakes to same-sex couples. Long-standing Colorado state law prohibits public accommodations, including businesses open to the public, such as Masterpiece Cakeshop, from refusing service based on characteristics like race, religion, or sexual orientation. Dave and Charlie filed complaints with the
Colorado.
with the Colorado Civil Rights Division, contending that the bakery violated Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act. Following an investigation and hearings, the Colorado Civil Rights Commission determined that the bakery illegally discriminated against Dave and Charlie when it refused them service. On August 13th, 2015, the Colorado Court of Appeals unanimously affirmed the commission's order, finding that the bakery discriminated because of sexual orientation in violation of state law. The court also concluded that the application of Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act did not infringe the bakery's freedom of speech or free exercise of religion. The Colorado Supreme Court denied review, and the United States Supreme Court granted CERTIORARI. Certiorari? Ooh. Girl. Okay, so it's a court process to seek judicial review of a decision of a lower court or government agency. Okay.
Certiorari.
Okay. Come on, communication is our partner. Clarity is our home girl. I always
right.
You don't know a word, look it up. That's what they
look it up.
back in the day. Update. June 2nd, 2018, the Supreme Court reversed the decision in Masterpiece Cakeshop versus Colorado Civil Rights Commission based on concerns specific to the case. It was like a freedom of religion situation because apparently it was against his religion to sell to
his religion. Yes.
to sell to a gay couple. You know what kind of made me laugh about this shit? What if you sold to somebody and then it went to a gay wedding and you didn't know?
Right.
Like,
but I guess the same thing goes. Like it wasn't. He didn't know, so it's like it wouldn't be against his religion
because
him knowingly doing it for said occasion is against his religion.
Under the ladies' TikTok, there was different people sharing their opinions. Most of it basically was, as a cake shop, he had the right to not want to serve anybody. Some people did feel like he was obligated to serve them. And some people kind of felt like, hey, listen, if he don't want to do it, I'm going to go to another cake shop because he can do something to my food. So I'm going to go because y'all forcing him to do it. But remember, they're in control of what you eat.
Right.
So I would have left his bum ass cake shop. Honestly, I'm not gonna hold you.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been
honestly, I just would have went somewhere else.
I definitely would have been like, I you then.
Like, okay, no problem.
But I'm not gonna lie. I commend them for like making it a thing because what would have happened to the next gay couple or queer couple that would have went in there?
I'm iffy about this.
Okay, so is it guilty, not guilty, or
I don't know, because it's like in one stance you could go somewhere else because I believe that too. If I go to somewhere to get food and I get into an argument with one of them who's taking my order,
don't even make it
you know what? Never mind. Like, I don't want nothing in my food. Never mind. I'm good. I'm going somewhere else.
These niggas will spit and
everything. But who knows? I don't know. I just feel like you cannot force somebody to do something they don't want to do. However,
would you have liked being denied a cake because you was with?
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it either, and I would want something to be done about it.
Don't go to their cake shop no more.
Right? Make a post. Like, can't force him to do what he doesn't want to do. I'm not heavy on religion. I am not heavily religious. I do believe in a higher power. I have my own relationship with my own religion. If someone is highly religious in this way, they feel like they don't want to do something because it goes against their beliefs to the core. Like, what are you going to do?
I do believe he should have gave the couple the cake and what they wanted.
I feel like the only reason why they didn't go in his favor is because it was against the law. That's a pretty big thing. Like, it's freedom of being married to whoever you want to marry, but also freedom of religion.
But what bothers me about that case is it's not even the only time that a queer couple has went into an establishment and been denied service, scolded, and possibly even harmed just because they were there, just because they were present. T.S. Madison, we love T.S. Madison. We watch when she goes live on YouTube, and she broke down a story where a gay couple walked into a Shake Shack and literally got attacked.
Yes.
Just being themselves in the Shake Shack for their food.
And this is Shake Shack.
Like she said, Shake Shack would have definitely been shook. I don't understand.
Shake Shack would have been shook. Because you trying to tell me I can't kiss nobody in the motherfucking lobby.
Right.
You should have been back there drop. Get that grease ready.
Where my fries at?
You worry about me kissing them. Have that grease ready. Have my grease ready.
Because my thing is, if you walking over that counter without my food, it's gonna be it's just it. Like, I would have turned that Shake Shack upside down.
Right, like
heavy on
my burger.
He didn't have to serve to them, and that's his miserable ass business. But I feel like period. That shouldn't have happened to them.
But I get it in a sense of you trying to make a stand. You're trying to, that was 2012. Like, what, Obama?
Same-sex marriage?
I think it was his first term. It was very fresh. It was very new. So I get making a stance. You can even make the same comparison to when it comes to civil rights. A lot of instances probably didn't even need to go as far as it did, but it was the statement that matters. It was the bigger picture that mattered, rather than the situation in itself.
So what are we giving this? Non-guilty, guilty, or?
I still don't know.
TBD?
You know what? I'm going to give it guilty. Because even though they could have went somewhere else, I feel like what I said kind of overrides of making a statement, opening the doors, and, changing the mindsets of this newfound
law.
Probably actually change something in that town, in that state, in that, that bakery maybe like
who
went
knows what future issues that
Uh-huh.
couple could have solved now that they,
exactly.
know,
That's why I say that. So
yeah, kudos to them. And I do hope that they were able to happily get married and
of
get
course
to
they
take
were. They definitely went somewhere else, but they still went through with that shit. Like